Napoleon Bonaparte was one of history's greatest military geniuses. He conquered most of Europe, defeated powerful coalitions, and changed warfare forever. But even the greatest commanders make mistakes. And in Napoleon's case, 7 major decisions gradually turned an unstoppable emperor into an exiled prisoner. Here are the 7 biggest mistakes of Napoleon Bonaparte. 1. Invading Spain, 035. In 1808, Napoleon removed Spain's royal family and placed his own brother, Joseph Bonaparte, on the throne. Instead of accepting French rule, the Spanish people revolted. Guerrilla fighters constantly attacked French troops, while Britain sent forces under the Duke of Wellington. The conflict became known as the Peninsular War and drained France of hundreds of thousands of soldiers and enormous resources. Napoleon himself later admitted that Spain became a major reason for his downfall. 2. Underestimating Russia, 130. In 1812, Napoleon invaded Russia with a massive Grande Armée, numbering over 600,000 men. The Russians avoided decisive battles and retreated, burning crops and cities behind them. When Napoleon finally reached Moscow, he found it largely abandoned and on fire. With winter approaching and supplies running out, he ordered a retreat. The freezing temperatures, starvation, and constant attacks devastated his army. Only a fraction of his soldiers returned. 3. Fighting too many enemies at once, 235. Napoleon's victories alarmed nearly every major European power. Instead of maintaining stable alliances, France found itself fighting Britain, Austria, Prussia, Russia, Spain, Portugal, and others. Each coalition became stronger than the last. Eventually, even Napoleon's remarkable battlefield skills could no longer overcome the combined strength of so many opponents.
4. The Continental System, 330. Unable to defeat Britain at sea, Napoleon tried economic warfare. He created the Continental System, banning European nations from trading with Britain. The plan aimed to cripple the British economy. Instead, it damaged many European economies, encouraged widespread smuggling, and angered Napoleon's allies. Even Russia eventually refused to follow the system, helping trigger the disastrous 1812 invasion. 5. Overconfidence after early victories, 425. Victories at Austerlitz, Jena, and Friedland made Napoleon appear nearly invincible. But repeated success encouraged increasing confidence in risky strategies. He believed his enemies would always collapse under pressure. This overconfidence contributed to decisions like invading Spain and Russia, both of which proved catastrophic. 6. Refusing to accept peace opportunities, 515. Several times during his reign, Napoleon had chances to negotiate settlements that might have preserved much of his empire. Instead, he continued fighting. After suffering setbacks, he still hoped for another decisive military victory. His refusal to compromise allowed enemy coalitions to unite and eventually invade France itself. 7. Returning from exile, 605. After abdicating in 1814, Napoleon was exiled to Elba. Less than a year later, he escaped and returned to France, beginning the famous 100 Days. Although he briefly regained power, Europe immediately formed another coalition. His final defeat came at the Battle of Waterloo in 1815. After that, he was exiled again, this time to the remote island of St. Helena, where he remained until his death. His dramatic return sealed the end of his political career. Napoleon Bonaparte reshaped Europe and remains one of history's most influential military leaders. Yet his empire was undone not by a lack of talent, but by a series of strategic miscalculations and increasingly risky decisions. History often remembers his greatest victories, but his greatest mistakes are equally important lessons in leadership and ambition. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment which historical leader you think made the biggest strategic mistake of all time.